Hey y'all, welcome back to Hopped Up Beer Review. Today we are drinking DoppelSticke from the Uerige Obergärige Hausbrauerei out of Düsseldorf, Deutschland. Dankeschön.
Hey everybody, welcome to Hopped Up Beer Review, the show where we give you our unprofessional, somewhat biased opinion about that beer that we are going to drink today. There is Andy in the attic, and Jay, I'm Ben. What are we drinking today?
Over to Andy.
DoppelSticke from the Uerige Obergärige Hausbrauerei out of Düsseldorf, Deutschland, Germany. It's another German beer. It's an alt beer. A sticker.
I assume you got this one, Andy?
Ben, did you pick this one up when we were in
Ben or Andy?
I think
I
Ben.
did.
This was Ben's.
Yeah.
I think it was the plop top. Do you remember our first plop, Ben? Do you recall the first plop we shared?
Flensburger.
Yeah.
Maybe?
Yeah.
Which one?
Yeah. One of them.
Yeah.
Ooh, I got that mist spray all over me.
Plop.
All right. The plop tops are always fun. When you see a plop top, you got to buy them in the States anyway. Plop. Yeah.
Cheers, mates.
Cheers, mates.
The DoppelSticke is under the alt beer, old beer, and it's got this is a sticker, which is under the umbrella of alt beer. 8.5%, 75 IBUs. Has flavors of caramelized sugar, malts, herbs, dark chocolate, and rum. The brewery recommends a shelf life of 8 weeks, like to let it sit on your shelf, or to why the words fail me, to cellar it. But people in the know, like on this one, like to hold it even longer, up a year or more. This was first released in 2005 for the American market. So they release their regular sticker domestically, lower ABV. The American market, the export is the DoppelSticke, the double. A stick beer is typically a stronger specialty German style from Dusseldorf. That's where it originated, in that region. Known for a higher ABV. Most of them maybe over 6%. Rich malt sweetness, as this one clearly is. Flavor, like caramel toffee flavors. But they give a little balance with some hops. It's usually a seasonal beer. And it's a type of alt beer, as I said. They're stronger than most alt beers. Alt beer also kind of originated in the Dusseldorf region, known for a balance of malt and hops and medium body. The typical, just regular alt beer has a clean, crisper taste than just the stick. Again, older brewing method of fermenting on the top level, or top fermentation, before the rise of lagers came around. Lagers are fermented on the bottom, colder temperatures. Ales, which alt beer falls under, is top fermentation, warmer temperatures. Sticke, it comes from stickum, and it's an old Dusseldorf dialect for gossiping or secret. Stickum. And it's which suggests that the brewer was heavy-handed in portioning the ingredients for a batch, and which would provide a more intense flavor and higher ABV, and only a select few would be in on the secret. Like, oh no, I made a batch too heavy. I got to put this aside, but only me and a few people know about it. It's, it wasn't your typical Reinheitsgebot, about, mid ABV and things like that. So I thought that was interesting learning about that.
Making a little side batch.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
So, side note, you said 8.5%, but on the label it says 6. So, just a little clarification.
Says 8.5. Mine says 8.5.
Mine says 6.
Wait, hold up your.
I got a different beer.
No, this label said. I've got a purple. You've got a.
Yeah, I got a purple.
What do you get? Ben, what'd you do?
What
I have
look like,
6%.
Does yours say Doppel on the label?
Nope. It says.
You just got the sticker.
Oh.
What? This is crazy.
Oh, you got shafted. You got shafted, Jay.
I was like, this doesn't taste like 8.5%. I mean, I'm like, and then I look closer. I'm like,
that was naughty.
All right. This is a first for us.
Yeah, this is
500 plus episodes.
So let's just mute Jay for the rest of the time.
Yeah. Thanks, Jay. We'll see you later.
I'll sit here and enjoy my sticker.
Yeah, we'll have the double sticker.
All right. Sorry about that, Jay.
Anyway.
That's why I asked you earlier. You said DoppelSticke. I assume you meant this one I had. But
yeah.
Because I never saw Doppel on there.
All right.
The Uerige Obergärige Hausbrauerei is a brew pub in Dusseldorf, Germany, Deutschland. Founded in 1862. Now, they go into its long history before we get to the year 1862, just talking about the building that it occupies. Because the building was like, the first mention was from the 1600s, but it had nothing to do with a brewery. It was changed ownership. It was many establishments. Brew pub didn't start till 1862, when the building was bought by Wilhelm Curtin, who's a brewmaster. He was called the Uerige, and there's the translation, at least to the app, didn't give anything, so I had to look what it was. Uerige was, I guess, a term in Germany at the time to mean grumpy or grouch. So the people who were there and the patrons would call the brewmaster a grouch, grumpy. And it just stuck. And so that's what they named the Obergärige means top fermented. And Hausbrauerei is home brewery. So grumpy, top fermented home brewery is pretty much the name of the brewery.
There we go.
A little other history. In 1943, significant time in Germany, that was a bomb smashed the front of the house. And he added on, and it kind of make it an eclectic place with different types of rooms and event spaces in it. So when they say the front of the house, bomb, smashed it, broke it to bits. 1944. Next year, an air raid burned it down, but they began rebuilding the next year, and they're giving sticks and double sticks left and right.
Wow. All right. Thanks, Andy. Based on the mistake there, I think I'm probably the one that should get to go first here. So,
or I could just do my review and y'all could go on.
Because I'm curious to what you think about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's interesting because I looked up the Untapped based on the label here, and I kept thinking doesn't look like a DoppelSticke because I didn't see that. So mine's just the regular 6.0, and they have a great description on Untapped about it. To me, yeah, it doesn't have the notes that you alluded to because I don't think it's the same beer, obviously, but it does have kind of that caramelized sugar taste and lots of malt taste to it. When I opened this one too, it almost the first thing to me, I thought it tasted flat. Um, Maybe that's because of the plop top. It didn't hardly have any carbonation, so um, it's good. It's kind of more or less a novelty, I guess I would seek out around here because of the plop top and the eye catchiness of it. I love the description and the history behind it all. I mean, obviously there's a lot to it. And, yeah, the description in Untapped for this one was the same way. So I would give this beer a 7. So it's going to get a 7 overall from our group, and maybe we can make this 2 reviews into one.
There we go.
Yeah, this is going to be the first episode where the three of us review 2 different beers.
So at the point where Jay started, that's where you start your split screen of the 2 beers, the DoppelSticke and the Sticke.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
a twofer.
Yeah, there you go. All right, well, I'll jump in and on the one that I'm drinking, which is the Doppel here. So the main thing that I got out of the first few sips of this is the dark chocolate. Definitely heavy on the dark chocolate, and then some of the malts as well. I was thinking about this when I took those first couple of sips. This would have been a beer probably 15 to 20 years ago. I would have hated. It's just a lot of flavor, a lot of full flavor, and it would just been like, oh, who drinks this. And now, that gotten more into craft beer and away from a lot of the macro junk. This beer is really good. Again, just that dark chocolate, the malts, it's just got a ton of flavor. Get some of that sugar in there too, but it is really good. So I'm struggling on the score on this one. I think I'm going to give it an 8. 8.5. I mean, it's close. I'm going to go with an 8 since we do half points here on Hopped Up Beer Review. So that's where I come out. Andy, what do you think?
Mm-hmm.
As you take a sip?
Definitely a specialty beer. And I could see doing a seasonal or limited release on this. You get the caramelized sugar, and definitely the dark chocolate, and a little bit of that rum, that hint. I don't get as much of the herbs, but you get the dark flavors and like pitted fruit or stone fruits, something like that. You can kind of get a little bit of that. But this seems, we're reviewing this in the midsummer. This seems more like a winter beer. And campfire outdoor on a cool night maybe would be ideal for this. But I do really like it for the novelty aspect of it and the historical aspect of it, and being like specific to a region. That's why I like some of these beers, like especially in Germany. What was it in Hamburg? Had the smoke beer, the Rausch beers was from Hamburg. Was that I think that's.
I don't pay attention to when you talk.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to think. And so I kind of like when a certain region has their specialty, and so like Cologne has the Kolsch's, and it really pulled through then. So I kind of appreciate it. And I'm going to go ahead and it might bump it up a touch. I was between 7.5 and 8, and I think I'll give it an 8. Really good beer. I'd definitely drink it again. Save it for the winter.
All right, we got 2 numbers for you tonight on Hopped Up Beer Review. We have got the DoppelSticke at an 8.0 and the single stickle
Sticker.
Sticker.
Sticker at
Stickle.
7.
Note it is the one with the brown label,
Yes.
not the purple
The
label.
purple, yes. From the brewery, Andy, help me out here.
Uerige Obergärige Hausbrauerei.
We didn't really have to hear that again. I just wanted to see if you could say it yet another time here on the show. But appreciate you checking out this video. First time in 520 or 30 videos, beer reviews, that we have accidentally reviewed the wrong, not had 3 of the same beer.
Yeah.
So
Sorry.
live shows
I
not
guess
included,
we're
of course.
Unprofessional and very biased.
Somewhat unorganized. So it was bound to happen, though, I guess. Appreciate you checking out this video, though. Be sure to like, subscribe, cheers that notification bell. We would definitely appreciate it. You got 2 tonight, so go ahead. If you didn't like this video, hit that thumbs down twice. We got some Hopped Up Beer Review merch. Links down below. We got our Hopped Up Beer Review Discord server. It's a chat room. Come say hey. And we got some other links down below. You can check all those out. For Andy in the attic with his doppel, I'm Ben with my doppel. There's Jay with just his single
Sticker.
Cheers, mates.
Cheers, mates.
Cheers.